We walk around with synthetic humans. They got you thinking these robot AI, got you thinking there's wires hanging out their back and it's a button on them. Nah, they flesh and skin and you could touch them. And they could talk and walk and eat. Check this video out.
They call them synthetics. Are you familiar with those?
Well, actually, we just interviewed John Lear, and he was talking about being in an audience in which they were given a lecture by a guy that they thought was real and found out later he was a hologram.
Well, it's a synthetic. The synthetics, when you touch their skin, it feels like plastic almost. That's the latest technique. The old techniques, you guys can rent a video of the boys from Brazil. Rent it, because in it, it gives you the exact way how our government's been making people.
Really?
Yeah,
well,
and the Soviets have a different method called...
I mean, making people, meaning temporary people?
No, walking, talking ones.
Meaning through genetics? You're not talking about that?
Well, let me tell you. The movie shows it, but I'll share it with you right now.
All right.
All I need to do is take 2 cells off of your body, yours.
Uh-huh.
We give them a small electrical charge. I'm just don't act like a fertilized egg. If I got a fertilized egg, all I need is a receiver in order to make it. So they were hypnotizing women, said they were being invaded by aliens. And the fetus starts growing, right? Needs food. But they can use cows and sheep, too. Again, a food source. That's all we need. After about 14 weeks, all of a sudden, that fetus is gone. Because they've learned to take, that's when the fetus starts developing its own blood supply. Then they've used the pituitary hormone extract that they have, which accelerates the being that grows. And the original technology was given to our government by the Greys. Now, the reason was that our scientists were all excited because we could have spare parts. If you need a heart or a liver or anything, you won't have any rejection. It's your own DNA, right?
Okay, because theoretically, if we have overpopulation, we don't need more people, right?
But the so-called elite are selecting on who they want to have around anyway, so if we want to keep people going as long as we can. I talked to the doctor that was working on regeneration of Castro, for instance.
Right.
On the DNA sequencing. And they're just learning about this.
Well, my understanding is that a lot of presidents have already been replaced.
That's right.
Yeah,
I don't think...
They're walking around, they look old, but they basically, some of the people are just second, third copies.
I'll give you something to ponder. Get some old videos of George Bush, when he first came into office. Look at the person and listen to him speak. Look at his actions and listen to everything that's there. Now, it's a lot easier to put somebody out in front to act as even Bush did. He had somebody else that was up there acting like he is and look like it. Even Hitler had he had his stand. In fact, his stand-in was the one that they found in the ground over in Germany. I mean, Hitler and Eva and the dog and 14 other people got aboard a plane and flew down to Barcelona, Spain. You were aware of that. And then ended up in Antarctica or in Swaziland and then died a few years ago in Brazil.
That's what we heard.
I have all the documents from our own government.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a contact. One of our
Stalin asked for they tried to burn the body and he got the body back. And he said, we're in the different years and the testicles were different and everything else. So they knew it wasn't Hitler.
But is it a clone or not?
Oh, now I'm going by cloning. Cloning techniques. Since 1938, they've been making clone people. There's 8 countries making clones. I have a doctor friend that only does treat the clones.
Where do you get your information?
I get it from some of the people that are willing to come forth, and they talk to me because they hope I'll put the information out because they always got 2 people following them, and they need to be killed. If I start talking about cloning too much, the people that get involved into that you disappear on it. So I don't go into too many more details, but there is information that's available, and more and more of that's coming on the line. I just told you, go rent the movie.
Okay, Boys from Brazil.
Yeah, and you'll see the whole technique on what they show it to you in different places, so you can imagine what it's going on.
Okay, so...
Now, let's go to the next step, because this is the most important part.
All right.
If your physical reality that you have, based on this physical life that you have, this dream, is made up of the experiences that is impregnated on your body and in your mind, consciously, right? Mm-hmm. Your soul memory is another thing. Mm-hmm. It goes back whatever time that you elected to be in this incarnation for whatever reason. Now, let's show you the division on these things. Since the body is very physical, and we just got you making a physical being in a few months for spare parts. They said, now we've got the perfect deal. How can we have that work better? Well, if you go to the hospital today and get an encephalogram, what's that? That's the memory of your conscious mind. It's on the CD. It's downloaded on this being. Now we got a walking, talking duplicate that has the total memory that you have because we just took it off of your own mind.
Okay, it's like Blade Runner, the android.
Exactly. The only thing is, that it's like this DVD recorder. Sometimes you have glitches in it, so you have to have them tuned up occasionally or redone. And so we take them to Camp David, or there's a wing that does the hospital to just tell you. If you go down there and check, you'll find the nurses, if they're willing to come forth, they'll tell you they work on those people, and they call them the others. I thought it was interesting. They're people. Remember, these people can think and act, but they don't have soul. That's also prophesized.
Right, that's true. That's true.
Now, we have another agenda that's going on, so you have to be careful of all this. There are many extraterrestrials that would like to be in on the game right now, so they can sometimes will come into these physical beings that we've made to manipulate them.
I see.
So now you have a combination effort that you have to look at, and discernment. You have to discern what the game is. Well, just figure that most of the leaders we have in the world have been bought and paid for or created to think a certain way.
And then it was such a hit. It was way bigger than I even anticipated. And now, I think we're going to make part 2. I think you have to. I think you, have to. They kill you if you try to walk away.
Since down there in the Haunted Mansion, you see the hologram, right? Oh, you know how to make a hologram.
Hey, maybe the Obama Akhenaten story wasn't so far-fetched after all, you know? How many people we see in our daily lives? How many algorithms that we see? A lot of people talk about the algorithm on the internet. Where do you think the internet got it from? Real life, studying patterns. So when I be out in public and I'm seeing different people, like, next time you in a plaza, think about it. When you in a plaza and there's 5 fast food restaurants, it's workers in each one of them stores. Like, I just be thinking about things like that now. Like, nah, they're moving actually sentient. And like bro just told you, they got flesh. Remember it was a couple downloads and information dropping that people saying that there's Mach 5 robots now, you know? But we gotta pay attention. When they say the Matrix is imploding and there's so much of chaos that's going on right now, we gotta know these people gonna play it like it's still being ran to the lab. I think, me personally, America is being run off computers right now, you know, and it's been shut down. But they're gonna make it look like it's something still. That's why they got everybody so root chakra out. You either OF'd out, or you in fear, or you think you got a fear for you gonna have to shoot it out with some, like, a lot of people, they're on this primitive way of thinking, survival, fight or flight mode right now. So they never conceptualize that, look, these people have been out of power, have been over, but the systems are still running. And a lot of people be like, well, when is it gonna happen? When is the Matrix gonna actually collapse? This is something that's not gonna happen overnight, fam. Even though this is the youngest civilization on the planet ever. Well, I won't say ever, because you know it's probably some dynasty that lasted a year. But you know what I'm trying to say. As far as on the time schedule, the quote-unquote time schedule that they set up, this system only been running for what they said the Constitution was set in 244 years ago, 247 years. The 1776 Constitution, that's not a long time. And even then, in 1776, they didn't even control 50 states. So I truly, it's a conspiracy theory though, TikTok. This is just for conspiracy thinking, thought-provoking video ideas only, you know? But I personally think we walk around with synthetics on this realm, bro. And who knows? I'm not gonna say I'm always aware, but I'm not gonna act like I never slip into algorithm programs. But I realize it and be like, yo, I was just moving robotically. But I feel like there's some people on this realm, it's not just a mind hack thing. Somebody truly created them from AI intelligence.